exact area right here. Came back up, hit resistance of this massive overhead resistance, and look at what happened today. We got the break. Okay, so we do have a breakout here on Kaspa. We're going to take a look at some price targets here in a second. Over here on Bitcoin, look at this. Let's go out on a 12-hour. Alright, and look at the size of this wedge that we broke. Nice, right? Look at the size of this thing. Alright, you're down here on the bottom. You have a touch. 2 touches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up top. And you got numerous ones on the bottom here. This is on a 12-hour. We went on a 4-hour. You can even count some more in there. This one here, I don't have to pull it up exactly to the line. There we go. Right about there. But you can see a huge break, right? To me, this looks like a possible either a wave 1, 2, and we're working on a 3 now, or this right here, okay, on a 4-hour, or you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and working on a 5th wave to the upside, right? Either way, you know, the width of this wedge, we'll take that, put it on the breakout. Getting a retest now, it looks like. Put you up somewhere around 118. All right, now if this would happen to be just a wave 5, we'd be looking at let's take a look. About 111, 111.073. All right, which would take out this high over here. It'd still be a lower high than over here, all right, if that's a 5th wave, but that wouldn't measure out right, correct? Now if we come out of here on a daily chart and look at it, that's on a 4-hour, come out on a daily, that looks like, you know, on a daily more like a 1, 2, and working on a 3 now, all right? Looks like a pretty decent move coming up. All right, we didn't know if we were going to get a deeper pullback because of, you know, it didn't pull back barely at all. And if you put a fib on here, look at this thing. I mean, look at that. Didn't even get a 382 pullback before this thing broke out the top. So Bitcoin definitely showing some strength on the daily, the RSI, turning back to the upside. See it rolling right up right there. So that Bitcoin is looking good. Let's take a look here at dominance. There we go. Getting a little bit of a red day over there, right? Here we go. Yesterday we were looking at this thing, thinking that if it was going to push up higher, it's still contained within our box here. Is it going to hold there? Well, it's breaking down through. You can see there where we talked about that retest on the wedge right here, the breakout, retest, bounce. Well, now it's coming back down, falling through that area. So that is good to see. Definitely want to see that come down crashing, right? Actually, this wedge, that should probably go right up through here. You know, something more like that, up through there. You got a fake out there to the downside, but we're going to use this outer wick right here. So Bitcoin dominance is on the fall, right? You got the daily down here, down on the bottom. The stochastic's about reset, but down the bottom here, it's about right in the middle and turning down. The weekly, look at this, nice. Looks like the weekly might roll over, right? It was bullish yesterday, getting a bearish crossover here. Looks like. Let's open this up a little bit and take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. We need that. You can see it move right there when I clicked on it. We need that to obviously turn down here. That would be great. And on the monthly, I think it's still, yeah, still way up at the top here. So it looks like about a 100 and a 100. So Bitcoin dominance dropping. That's what we need. Over here on Kaspa, let's take a look at the bubbles real quick. And if you would hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that, guys. Come over and sign up in Discord. Had some nice trades put out this morning. Last night I put out Kaspa and Myro. those two ended up bouncing and taking off. Myro, not sure exactly how it's doing. I'll be 100% honest with you. I ended up getting wicked out. I didn't have my stop loss down far enough, like I should, and ended up getting wicked out of that trade. Right, but Myro looks like it's got everything. I think is going to make a run. You go through the charts, and it's unbelievable the breakouts we're getting right now. Okay, if you go on a daily, let me show you something real quick. All right, just real quick. Let's go almost anything. Right, let's take a look at BNB. All right, out on a daily chart. You have it breaking that inner resistance, but over here, let's pull this up real quick. I'm not going to get real fancy and real cute here, right? But you had a breakout, a retest, and here goes BNB. Let's take a look at just random cake. All these things. Oh, here might be a nice one. Oh, this thing is a massive wedge. Boy, when this thing breaks out, guys, cake is definitely one to keep an eye on, right? Not a massive wedge, but a huge overhead resistance on this thing. Look at that. That's going to be one definitely to keep an eye on. Let's just see here. How about Doge? Yeah, look at this. All right, let's go to the 12-hour chart. Oh, look at that. That hit my target perfectly. I don't cover it very often, but look at that. Right up to it, 47 cents. It actually went up to what, 48. Beautiful. That was perfect. I didn't even see that. I barely ever do Doge videos. Very, very rarely. That's a good call there. Anyway, on a daily on this thing, this might be another one that to keep an eye on. All right, everything out there is like doing these massive overhead resistances. Pull down through here. Right, everything is like getting ready to break these massive resistance areas and have huge breakouts. I mean, this is coming. This is another one, Doge. That one's coming up. You can see the underside should have a line up through here. It's making a huge wedge here. What about Ethereum? Let's take a look at ETH. It's up 8%. There you go again. Overhead resistance. Well, look at this. It's wedging up in here. Yeah, this is a nice one here. Ethereum almost breaking out. Right? You had this resistance. You could stretch this out through here now. Actually, because once it breaks that, look out, right? That's why it's a good time to be in the Discord, guys. There is going to be some huge long positions coming up. You don't want to miss out on. I'm telling you. You gotta look at the Ethereum and this thing goes. Just to give you an idea out there, a lot of stuff is like getting ready to go. No question about it. These wedges, they break. Kaspa, let's get back here because Kaspa has broke. All right, the 12-hour RSI heading to the upside. Looks fantastic. The daily turning back up. All right, that's why last night we talked about it's only about in the middle down here on the regular RSI. The stochastic, it's turning back up. Weekly, yeah, look at that, beautiful. Absolutely, this thing is gonna go. That beautiful breakout. Let's see. Let's look at the first targets for this. All right, this would be your first target area to keep an eye on. Right up at about 10.5 to 11 cents. All right, that's the first area we're going to watch. We're going to put a rectangle there. Then, all right, say we do get a breakthrough there. All right, you do have a 1, 2. This should be starting a wave 3. Let's put a trend-based fib on it and take a look and see about a target with a trend-based fib. Go from the bottom to the top. We're just going to go to a closing candle back down. All right, what kind of targets the trend-based fib give it? Possibly up through here, maybe. Next target up to, you'd be looking about 17.5 cents. All right, this says about 14. You know, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see how this goes. These don't always work, but there is times they absolutely do. All right, let's test it over here. Right here, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put the trend-based fib on it, see how it did. Right, bottom to the top, back to the bottom. Yeah, see what I mean? This was saying up at about 16.3. That's where you would have, you know, really thought. And a lot of times, you know, you go with the 3618 or whatever, you know, around about area. This ended up going, you know, roughly halfway through it here. So it all depends. Like I said, sometimes this thing can be very, very accurate, the trend-based fib, and sometimes it's not. But it can give you a rough, roundabout area, right, where something's headed. Here you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside. Let's see, bottom to the top, back to the bottom. Steve, yeah, see what I mean? Look at that. Give a target way down there. That's why I don't use it a whole lot. You know, it seems to work a little bit better, like on the smaller time frames. You know, that's why, like the regular fib, this thing is accurate. I mean, it can be deadly accurate. It's unbelievable. That's why I use it a lot. Let's say we do get up through this area. Okay, that's your first target right there. Let's put a price label there, and let's look what the next one would be up here, right? I know I said up through the 1618 there, but what we would do is come up and put a fib on top, right, and then look for retracement levels off the whole thing. Right, and your next target area up here would be at 14 to 16 cents. Yeah. And then if it would get through there, then we use the 1618, yeah, 30 cents. Alright, so some possible big moves coming up here, right? I mean, just this move up to here is what? That's about a 30-40% move. Up to here, you're looking at a 95 to 100% move, and then if it goes the whole way up, you know, you're looking probably about a 300% move. You know, it's at 3x, 300%. Yeah, 280%. So some decent moves coming up on Kaspa. Keep an eye on this thing. Looking for you know, 10 to 11 cents out of this first move. All right, it's going to take a few days, I'd imagine. You know, if this thing really starts ripping up through here, though, you know, then it's probably heading up to here. All right, so we'll keep an eye on this. Things are looking great, guys. Market looks fantastic. Have a great day. Please go check out that Discord. It's a level 3 membership. It's in the description of the video. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the video.